short film from the creator of Star Wars, George Lucas.
Exposure.
Plus, eat like a pig, act like a pig, oink, you're a pig.
Exposure.
And talk to the animals, and the animals talk back.
Exposure. Sci-Fi short film program.
We begin tonight with Oink from writer-director Rand Ravitch. An accomplished screenwriter, Ravitch premiered Oink at the 1995 Sundance Film Festival, which led to his feature directorial debut, The Astronaut's Wife. He currently has 5 separate projects in development with 4 different studios.
There is a dictum in film, I think in Hollywood that you have to like your main character, and I'm not so sure about that. I like movies where I don't like the main character, but I think most people do, and most of the time I do. But in shorts, because they are short, you can have a main character who is unlikable, and you can watch, I don't think I could have seen the 2-hour cut of Oink, and I don't think anybody else would have either. But in 18 minutes, you can watch the short, sad story of the end of a man.
It's better for your heart.
I don't eat with my heart.
Don't wait for the translation, yes or no.
enjoyed a kill-to-loss ratio greater than 5 to 1. Their most effective weapons were the AIM-9 Sidewinder.
Come on, I'm waiting for you to call me. You know what I want. I want you to do it to me, because only you know just where to put it. So call me. I'm waiting. Come on, call me. You can put it wherever you like. Call me. You're gonna like it there. You're gonna like it there.
Your heart, Mr. Middleman, was, for the lack of a better word, dead. It had to come out. Here. You can see for yourself. Your pump was untenable. Had to be removed.
You gave me someone else's heart.
Bert.
Yes, there was a small problem. You came out at the bottom of the transplant list. We, gave you a pig heart.
A what?
A pig heart, Mr. Middleman. A pig heart. Now, structurally, they are nearly identical to a human heart. In fact, there's a stage in our fetal development when we look just like a little pig. Now, easy, easy. Everything is going to be all right. It's an experimental procedure, but your body shows no sign of rejection.
A pig's heart. The heart of a pig.
Take this medication as directed, and everything should be just swell. No. Don't scratch. Watch him.
Director of Oink, Rand Ravitch.
He's a horrible person, and why soft pedal a horrible person?
I'm starting from scratch.
Coming up, a startling transformation.
His punishment is going to be so severe.
The boorishly bizarre conclusion of Oink. Next. And later, a hero on the run in director George Lucas's very first sci-fi short film, When Exposure Continues.
Exposure.
Now, a man who acts like a pig gets his just desserts in the conclusion of Rand Ravitch's Oink.
Yeah, that's right. A pig heart. But did the pig drink? Did the pig smoke? No, the pig did not drink. The pig did not smoke. What I got here is a cherry heart. I'm starting from scratch. Where the hell is she? I'm asking a question. Where the hell is she?
It's Bert. Leave a message.
Mr. Middleman, you know who this is. I wasn't at work today because I went to the lawyers instead. I'm still here.
I'm here too, Bert. We're suing you for gross sexual abuse. We're coming over later with a marshal to serve the papers.
See you soon.
Bert?
Mr. Middleman? Bert? Mr. Middleman?
You just give this to your husband.
What about that?
That's a pig. The pigs you call animal control.
You're big. Of course not. There's no way. It's impossible. Bert?
Bert?
Oh, it's him. It is him.
You know, he was right. Real bacon is better.
Director of Oink, Rand Ravitch.
I originally wanted to write for The Simpsons, and I thought this would make a great Simpsons episode, where Homer Simpson turns into a pig, and then the more I got to think about it, the more I realized it'd be such a good little short, and I just took it from there. I was curious about what happens when your anger turns inward. I'm curious about creating a character who was angry and mean at the entire world, which meant by necessity, I think, that he's angry and mean to himself. And when you take that to an extreme, what that does to you, it eventually kills you. Or in this case, it tries to kill him, and then he falls into this kind of nightmare world where he gets a pig heart and then becomes a pig. It eats him up inside. Where he kind of replaces blood with anger, and what that does to a human being. The attention that Oink brought to me allowed me, it got into Sundance, which I was very happy about. And then eventually I was invited to the Parisian Lesbian Film Festival, because I guess I have a non-gender name. And I wanted to go desperately, Parisian lesbians. But I called them up and they wouldn't let me in. I was heartbroken. But then the people at New Line saw Oink, and they said, if you ever write a feature that you want to direct, send it to us. In Astronaut's Wife, it's a man, the astronaut, who is an all-American hero, who no one would ever think differently of, who it turns out is like the classic abusive husband times 10. On the outside, he's courtly and kind and good-looking and well-mannered and gentlemanly, but when the door closes, he slaps his wife around, and he's that split, bipolar, horrible person. Almost everything I've written has involved another, has involved somebody with a dark side, or somebody with a secret, or there are two people that turn out to be the same person, or there's a killer on the loose, and it turns out to be the guy who's looking for him, and I'm schizophrenic.
Coming up, before there was Star Wars, there was this short film from director George Lucas.
I murdered them all.
But first, a daring double feature where a cow talks and a donkey walks. When exposure returns.
Exposure.
But on August 4th...
Sebastian, are you in here?
You have no idea how much fun this is.
What you can't see will terrify you.
It's amazing what you can do when you don't have to look at yourself in the mirror anymore.
Hollow Man. Rated R. Opens August 4th.
Code B's are immortal. They're not invincible. Darkness in a new light. Ultraviolet. An original Cine Series event begins Monday at 9. Part of the summer of sci-fi.
Exposure. Bob Judd. In this satire of America's obsession with celebrities, it's Judd's mouth that appears as the animated narrator, but the voice is that of the most insane man on earth, Charles Manson.
Whatever I'm looking at, whatever I want it to mean.
It's on my forehead. It's everything that human beings don't understand. It's all their fears. It's what they're not sure of. Satan to me would be God.
They crowd me and I got this little space. My life is bigger than this little space. I live in the desert. I live in the mountains, man. I'm big. My mind is big. But everybody's trying to crowd me down and push me down and make me into all these little things that they need me to be, and that's not me at all, man. That's not me. I kill everybody since day one. I've murdered them all. I'm God and I've killed everybody. Now what? No, come on. You set a baby in the cradle, you go big ass like a rapid skin, big and Bible, fan and man and money. Oh, no, man, and then pull out the heavy legs and have one out my eggs, what you live, can you get this, you know, what's going on?
Well, the people of it alone, British went crazy in Europe that way.
There's the computer-animated short film Donkeyhead from the directing team of Andrew Cotting and Andrew Lindsay. Both natives of England, their professional collaboration began when they were studying fine art at college. They've also created 5 short films and a feature entitled Gallivant.
I don't know where I originated from. I don't know where I originated from, but he's been sung in our family for years and years and years.
It was a very fine specimen indeed.
It's like everything else. It's Mad Jack today, you know.
Get back, you beastly booty spouters! Would you? Get back, I say!
He told me of other people who'd been pixie-laid in that same field, and of horses left in the field overnight being found next morning covered with sweat, having been chased hither and thither by the pixies.
Do you like ponies? Let's trot around the room.
Donkey!
Cues for the quack-quack of the ducks in the pond.
What is the world about? What is real in the world? What is the world about? What is real in the world?
I've never known him to know where he was going till he was coming back. Then he'll swear blind half the time it won't him as went. I've never known him to know where he was going till he was coming back. Then he'll swear blind half the time it won't him as went.
And yet it makes us feel that it can happen to all of us.
Coming up, through the corridors of a future world, one man attempts a desperate break for freedom. See the first sci-fi short film from Star Wars creator George Lucas, when Exposure continues.
Exposure.
She's the one they've been looking for all along.
You're not like ordinary children, Cody.
She's just a little girl. Eric's gonna use her power.
If you believe, jump. If not, you come to me.
After you.
Mankind's last hope just turned 6. Bless the Child.
Join us.
Rated R. Friday, August 11th, everywhere.
An exhibition of the future is imminent. Sci-Fi presents the Future of Film Festival, a con of the uncanny, strange subjects, immense imagination, 4 days of films you can't see anywhere else. Thursday, August 3rd through Sunday, August 6th at the Altman Building, 135 West 18th Street. Tickets available on site. Don't miss the Exposure Future of Film Festival. Check exposurefest.com for details.
Exposure.
Now, extra exposure.
Hi, I'm Kevin Smith, director of Clerks, Mallrats, Chasing Amy, and Dogma. And on Wednesday, August 23rd, 10 p.m. Eastern, here on Sci-Fi, you're going to see an all-new special, Exposure, the unofficial Star Wars edition. We're going to take a look at what kind of influence George Lucas and his famous epic of flicks have been on a new generation of young filmmakers, and take a look at some never-before-seen stuff, including a short by George Lucas himself called Freiheit. But first up, wet your beaks with this, Star Wars fans. George Lucas's early USC short, Electronic Labyrinth, otherwise known by a few letters and numbers that you probably have heard here and there. So let's check this out.
Our final film tonight is Electronic Labyrinth from director George Lucas. Born and raised in Modesto, California, Lucas hoped to be a professional race car driver. A bad accident changed his mind. He entered USC in 1965 and directed 8 student films. Electronic Labyrinth was the third.
I know. Locality code 3166159 Tango Whiskey 000. Victor Papa Kilo 113. Plus 55-1212. Station 7 checking through on THX 1138 4EB. F code 397-6465360. 7 Echo Tango binary on THX 1138 4EB.
Of course we're not in love with them. We are... We were never in love with them. We've been the ideal mate. You know that. You know that.
I know.
You know, they're different. Errol's bodies are just not as good. You know that.
I know.
In 1967, a young George Lucas conceived an idea for a sci-fi short film about one man's desperate flight from a futuristic society constructed from the reality of 1967. The film contained startling innovations for a student film, including traveling shots, sophisticated graphics, and special effects never before seen in a college film. Electronic Labyrinth won first prize at the 1967 National Student Film Festival. That same year, Lucas became friends with director Francis Ford Coppola, who agreed to produce Electronic Labyrinth as a feature, directed by Lucas under the title THX 1138. Lucas was now able to expand upon his intriguing vision of paranoia and freedom. The stark atmosphere and plain uniforms remained. Added were robotic Centaurians and an elaborate high-speed chase. Lucas demonstrated an ability to create highly imaginative settings with limited resources, which would come in handy just 5 years later when production began on his next low-budget sci-fi epic, Star Wars. See THX 1138 later this year on Sci-Fi. Next, the conclusion of George Lucas's Electronic Labyrinth when exposure continues.
Exposure.
23rd, 10 p.m. Eastern, you're going to see an all-new special, Exposure, the unofficial Star Wars edition.
A celebration of the film and filmmaker that defined a generation, featuring a never-before-seen student film by director George Lucas, plus the world television premiere of George Lucas in Love on Exposure, Wednesday, August 23rd at 10, part of the summer of Sci-Fi.
Get exposed!
Exposure.
Now, the conclusion of George Lucas's Electronic Labyrinth.
THX 1138, 4EB. 251 and closing. 1 and closing. 123 and closing. 77. There it is. 710, 7 the power. 5 ENT line. What about the emergency power? 4462321. Line control, we are going to stop them in and out. Start procedure 9966 on a stereo signal before they are able to reach emergency power switch. Cut the power. Repeat, cut the power. 81. 40 the press on. 412-84115. Good one, drop.
Observational contact with Sector 1138-4EB. Angular retrogression.
They're past level 100. They're past level 130. Negative program info on. Check. THX 1138-4EB. Magnitude steady.
incredible.
YYO 7117. I regret to inform you that your mate, THX 1138, destroyed himself at 4:52:39. All possible efforts were made by the authority to prevent this tragedy. I am truly sorry. You may obtain a new mate at Centipede Lab. Remember to file a male-female preference card with the Pontifex and have your form K300 filled out and ready for evaluation.
When we return, a look at an upcoming special edition of Exposure with a never-before-seen short by Star Wars creator George Lucas. Stay tuned.
Exposure.
Edition, hosted by Kevin Smith, coming in August.
Join me for a celebration of the films and filmmaker that defined a generation.
So, Lucas, we meet again.
We're going to look at Star Wars, George Lucas, and the influence that he and his films have had on a generation of upcoming young filmmakers.
The story of the film, basically, is our idea of how George Lucas might have come up with Star Wars.
But it's about a young space farmer who is he's struggling with a terrible crop of space wheat.
Struggle.
This is an homage to George Lucas.
We love Star Wars. Star Wars was my life as a kid.
The world broadcast premiere of George Lucas in Love.
Plus, see the world premiere of Searching for Carrie Fisher.
Hi, is Carrie Fisher there? Come on.
How'd you get her, buddy?
Why do I want to meet with her?
I don't know. Why?
Why would I ever want to meet with Carrie Fisher?
It's your idea.
Hello?
Hi, Carrie.
And a never-before-seen short by Star Wars creator George Lucas.
Watch Exposure, the unofficial Star Wars edition. You will watch the unofficial Star Wars edition of Exposure. That's a Jedi mind trick. Sorry.
Exposure returns August 23rd at 10 Eastern with the unofficial Star Wars edition. Re-expose yourself to tonight's short film selections and see extended interviews with their creators. Log on now to exposure.sci-fi.com. You've now been fully exposed. Watch for upcoming episodes of Exposure. Short films from sci-fi visionaries, past, present, and future.
Exposure.